that, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Just let me know when we're rolling. Oh, magical. When Gulliver first washes up on the shores of Lilliput, a ridiculous tale begins. From the miniature people to their bizarre customs, it was only natural that the first interpretation that popped into my head was that this was a fantasy novel. It was the 18th century, and humanity was still in the process of discovering and colonizing new islands and other landmasses, so it only seems natural for creative folk like Jonathan Swift to fill in the gaps of human knowledge with some amusing stories. I'm sure it didn't help that sailors and explorers would return to their home country with all sorts of tales, which were inevitably full of magnificent creatures and strange exotic lands. But as Gulliver learns more and more about the Lilliputian way of life, it becomes painfully obvious that the purpose of the story is in fact to mock the English government and culture. Outlandish and seemingly arbitrary laws, such as the egg-cracking law or the conflict between short-heeled and long-heeled people, divide the Lilliputians down the middle in much the same way that government-mandated religious doctrine divided England during the Reformation. Swift seems to be pointing out that there's clearly no right way to crack an egg, just like there's no right way to worship God, or at least no way to prove the right way. I also enjoyed how the Lilliputian natural philosophers rejected Gulliver's claim that he had come from a land across the sea full of other people his size, claiming that such a land could not possibly exist, and instead positing that he instead fell from the moon or some star. It would be difficult for me not to compare them to the Renaissance and Enlightenment era scientists and astronomers who, with minimal technological resources and scientific data, would make broad, sweeping statements about the Earth or about the solar system. When Gulliver crossed the channel from Lilliput to Blefuscu, the satirical image was set in stone. This channel clearly represented the English Channel. Lilliput is clearly a mockery of England, and Blefuscu one of France. While I can't bring forward any concrete examples of how Swift mocks the French, it's clear that he is intentionally bashing the seemingly chronic conflict between the French and the English, when Gulliver's first visit to Blefuscu is for the purpose of stealing a majority of Blefuscu's fleet of warships, using his giant size. I was most intrigued by how Gulliver expressed his reactions to each new absurdity that he encountered in these foreign lands, or rather, how he didn't. The protagonist seems to take everything at face value, recording the unfolding events in a very solemn manner, which, quite honestly, adds to the humor more than anything else. This creative choice by Jonathan Swift also puts the last nail in the coffin in terms of mocking the English government, an organization that takes itself very seriously, with members that all take themselves very seriously. It's the sharpest barb in Swift's quiver.